It's moments like these that remind us of the fragility of life and force reflection upon the person lost. Who was Jenny Schechter? We knew her as so many things. She was a wide-eyed ingenue who came to LA in search of a dream. Like many, curiosity propelled her, and discovery shaped her. She fought her own darkness and rose to great heights. The girl next door became so much more. She was not perfect, but perhaps in death her sins will be forgiven.
Virtually everyone had a beef with Jenny.
What was that for?
In many cases, through no fault of her own, she had incited rage among her friends.
Stay away from me before I kill you, all right?
Okay. No. Who killed Jenny Schechter is definitely the question of season 6.
My name is Sergeant Mary Beth Duffy. Don't plan on keeping you long, but I'm sure you understand I've got to ask a few questions.
There's always that element when you're making a TV show that the story unravels in front of you as much as it unravels in front of the audience. Everyone has their motive, and then it's like figuring out who did it, who could have done it.
Who would really believably kill Jenny? It feels like I'm in Lesbian Clue.
My character says, I'm gonna kill your girlfriend about Jenny. Is Helena capable of murder? I don't think so. Are any of these characters capable of murder?
Jenny, you stole my idea. Jenny.
What are you talking about?
Sneaky little Jenny steals a treatment.
Treatment for a film? You should ask her to read your treatment.
I go to Jenny for advice. Sure. Jenny slams it. It's kind of got everything.
Except a good idea.
And a week later, sells the same idea for $500,000? Jenny denies the fact that she ripped it off.
For your information, I've been working on a screenplay of my own.
And that's the beginning of the end for their friendship.
It's pure coincidence.
Oh my God. They've always had their problems, but this is a real thing where it's, it's not funny. Schechter is so dead.
This is the weakest I've ever seen Shane. She seems like a battered wife.
Are you putting on the crazy Jenny show just to see how far you can push it with me?
She's really kind of given up a lot of herself to maintain this level of placidness with Jenny.
I feel like I'm kind of losing you lately. And Jenny just kind of keeps you all to herself.
At the end of it, she's had it. I can't foresee anybody killing anybody on this show, but there is that twist to it now. Something has to happen.
Jenny's always persistently been bossy and just emasculating. You have these breasts, you have hips, and you're curvaceous. Max pretty much just loves Jenny for who she is. But towards the end, Jenny always sees Max as a woman and is really stubborn about it and has her feminist reasons why. But it's like really frustrating because he's trying to come to this whole, into himself and form an identity, and she's just really stubborn about it.
I hate these and I hate these hips and I hate Jenny Schechter.
While Jenny is manipulating every single person around her, Tina's one of the last.
The negative was stolen from the lab, Tina. We have no more film.
But then it's a pretty big betrayal, so the hits the fan.
And you think Jenny did this?
Tina just ultimately always sees the good in people. Even Jenny, who she had the most antagonistic relationship with all last year.
And since she's your friend, Tina, I am holding you personally responsible. So do whatever you have to do, but get Schechter to return the goddamn negative.
I think this is more like a fantasy. Jenny, I'm gonna kill you. But it is the L word, and there's lots of fantasy.
Jenny's holding a sword over Bet's head, which she doesn't appreciate at all.
Nothing happened. Kelly came over, she was drunk, she spilled her drink, I cleaned it up, that's the end of the story. Let it go.
Tina's my friend. Jenny's a little delusional in that way. She thinks she saw it, and from her angle, she did see it, so it's complicated in that way.
You know how it works. People find out about these things.
Look, I'm gonna only tell you this once, and I suggest you listen to me.
You do witness them pulling one of their own down, and certainly her behavior warrants acrimony, but I don't think any of them could premeditate a murder, certainly. Who knows?
Maybe accidentally, yeah. Like someone getting in an argument on a rooftop and someone actually falling or something like that.
Oh my God, this promise you.
Jenny Schechter leaves this world having been made up of so many experiences, but only one person knew her best.
I was attracted initially to sort of the naivete of Jenny and the innocence of Jenny. She was sort of this very placid character who was sort of like a blank slate.
Jenny brought us into this world. She brought us into these characters' lives. We entered with her.
I had no idea what I was getting into. Every year, I sort of had a different character for Jenny. That's the way I sort of approached it, because she's so radically different each season.
What's she going to do this week, and who's she going to say the wrong thing to?
Go yourself. And you know what? You have a small...
It's hard to understand why Jenny's behaving a certain way, but you need that character in the middle of all of us.
I always want the Darth Vader to live on. You know, I wanted the Jenny who's going to just do some things that you're just going to go berserk over, and she has been. And I love Jenny's character.
And action. With season 5, I just decided she was Marie Antoinette before the downfall. Everybody around her was part of her court or something crazy like that.
I can't believe I'm meeting you.
You've met me, Max. And Adele was like her sort of...
Would you like to be my assistant?
...personal dresser or a member of her court.
Adele!
Jenny was like this evil queen who was, or princess or whatever, who was just having the time of her life.
Okay, you get the f*** off my set.
I'm always interested in what Jenny's going to get up to, because especially this season, she's just, you know, she's off the chart.
Piece of f***.
It's been a really challenging character, often very challenging to make sense of what she was doing, because the things that Jenny does are amoral.
Jenny was a troubled soul, often misunderstood because of her many dimensions.
I just think Mia's so creative in how she plays what was once written as a very simple character.
Could I have an application?
Yeah.
Great. She's created this girl that we all love to hate, and I think that's so important in a cast. Keeps all these other characters on their toes.
It was sort of like that uninvited guest who was sort of embarrassing and who embarrassed you in public that you had to bring everywhere. Why is she so sensitive?
Really unbelievable.
Mia has done such a great job with that character. She's brought humor to the character, and it's hard to play that character.
You just never know what she's going to do next. What's quite interesting is the way that they've sort of looped everyone's storylines together, culminating in the last episode where all our storylines basically evolve around Jenny.
Her death causes people to reflect on their lives, on their relationships, on their connections, and to really value and appreciate the good things that they have among and between themselves.
You're my best friend I've ever had. You know me more than anybody else in this world.
I do.
She was our point of access, and we're leaving the world with her.
Jenny is survived by her parents and her friends, all of whom will privately ponder her afterlife.
Lucy, is Jenny a Buddhist? I don't know where Jenny's going to go.
To a writing class?
She goes and lives with Mr. Piddles and Dana.
I don't know. I feel like Jenny will always be around.
You know what? For Jenny's sake, I hope she's in a really happy place.
I'm sure the fans on the show have a much better and more creative answers than I could ever possibly think of.
She'll be one of those souls who stays around, and she'll, you know, haunt people, and you'll still never be able to get rid of her.
I think she'll go to a place where she can learn more and then come back and try again.
I'd like Jenny to be remembered as being happy, because even though she's such a troubled character, I still remain that she has survived through many different things, and I hope that in the next life Jenny's very happy and finds peace.
Who killed Jenny Schechter? The mystery is yours to solve on the final season of The L Word.